We've got a KMTV Boltzmann Q55S Fresnel fixture bought untested as is and broken. We'll see if we can fix it up coming up next. Join the crew on Patreon. There's an awesome new sticker that only crew members can get. Details are linked below. Leave a like and share this video if you can. I'm always on the lookout for useful electronics that I can fix up, repair, and put back to work. It's not often, though, that you come across a light fixture that's worth the risk unless you can see it in person first. Lights can be heavy and expensive to ship, and modern intelligent lights have a lot going on inside that could be beyond my ability to fix, or I just might not be able to get parts without access to the manufacturer. Luckily, these KMTV Boltzmann fixtures are incredibly light, weighing in at only a couple of pounds each, and this one was being sold like new, but for parts and not working, with a note from the seller saying the power supply looked damaged. Sure enough, in the listing photo, there was a broken mini XLR visible, but was that going to be all that was wrong? Did that connector break somehow in an incident like being dropped that did other damage as well? These are just under $400 fixtures new. At least the current Mark II version that sells now is. I'm not sure what this Mark I version cost originally, but at the right price, I was figuring this could be worth taking a chance on. So I sent an offer to the seller with a note apologizing for not offering more and explaining that without knowing if the Cobb LED at least worked, I could potentially be buying a paperweight. I would have been happy enough if they were able to quickly confirm that it works and counter back with a higher price, but instead they accepted and the light was soon on its way to me for only $60. Still though, it's not time to celebrate just yet. That's a $60 risk and this could be completely worthless. So it arrived and it was just as it looked in the photos, although it certainly wasn't unused. It was in fine shape. So what do we check first? Again, the Cobb LED is everything. It's the whole game here. I don't really care what else works. If that doesn't, it's a showstopper. At first, when I connected a single MPF battery, my heart sank a little bit because nothing happened. But this model does require 2 batteries to be installed, and with both of those in place, it lit right up. That's a huge score. Using it at first, though, there was something obviously wrong with the menu system. It wouldn't go in and out of the effects mode smoothly, so we'll have to take a look at that for sure, but I'm still curious to know if the broken cable happened while it was plugged into the fixture and if that power input connector on the fixture itself is still good or if that also got damaged. Now, to my surprise, this also came with a D-tap to mini XLR adapter cable, and that obviously has the same connector on one end that the original power supply had. But does the power supply even work? So a quick look with the meter says that the power supply is working just fine, and that's another lucky win there, although it wouldn't have been too difficult to find a replacement for that part specifically. At this point, I just went ahead and took the mini XLR off the D-tap cable and soldered it to the power supply's cable after being sure to unplug it completely and discharge the power supply first. The capacitors in these supplies can give you a pretty good zap if you forget this step, so be careful if you're ever repairing a connector like this or working on anything that connects to mains power, especially right after having unplugged it like I did here. If you are following along, you are doing so at your own risk. So with a working connector on the power supply, again, it's time to test that input connector on the fixture. Here we go. And amazingly, it works. It's not loose or damaged at all, and that's pretty incredible. Now, with things powered up properly, it's time to see about those menus. At first, I thought it was something internal, but after poking around for just a few minutes, it was kind of obvious that the knob on this one potentiometer was simply pressed on too far. That in turn wasn't letting it be pressed in or for it to rebound properly. And with that knob removed and a quick splash of contact cleaner, it's working exactly as it should, and the knob can just be replaced properly. Even more remarkably, the Wi-Fi on this unit works perfectly too, and though the app is quite clunky, it's hard to complain about anything on this fixture for the price I paid, now that it's all fixed up. So what a fortunate turn of events to be able to put this light back in service. I'm really pleased there wasn't anything major wrong with it, or anything broken in the controls or with the LED chip itself. That was certainly a very real risk buying an as-is lighting fixture these days for any amount of money. And in case anyone's getting upset on the seller's behalf, they're a reselling shop with over 10,000 positive feedback, and they donate all net proceeds to an e-waste organization that they support, which is where this fixture would have gone if it didn't sell as is to someone like me who is willing to take the risk. It's a great feeling to get something working again, and as you can see from this video, it's a bit of an adventure, and it's not always terribly difficult technically. You just got to be willing to take the chance though, and deal with whatever shows up when it arrives. That's it for this time. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.